from Banjul to Koina is left at the dark. Are we really serious as a nation? This is a thing that 75 to 80% are practicing female circumcision. Honorable speakers, we are ready to stand firm, to defend in a guerrilla war if they want to intimidate and jail my mother, jail my sister, jail my cousin, and jail people for only practicing their religious right. Honorable Speaker, I believe that this report is not fit for purpose. This report is borrowed. This report is anchored on Western donors.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, can we have the point of order? Honorable nominated member, Keva. Honorable Speaker, I'll rise on 29-4. And I'll read, Honorable Speaker. It shall be out of order. No, 29-5, Honorable Speaker. No member shall impute improper motive on any other member. Honorable Speaker, the report of the Joint Committee was the decision of the whole House when the bill was first laid on the 1st of March 2023. Describing that particular report as biased and ill-intended is imputing improper motive on the whole House after knowing that the committee have done an independent job. Honorable Speaker, we want to indulge you to reconsider and make a ruling.
No, honorable members, yes, this particular one, you are imputing something into members' statement. That is not correct. You cannot allege them that they are being this thing when they have not told you that. So, honorable member, I've listened. So the standing order holds. The point of order holds. So avoid imputing statements into what people say. Your opinion into them. Go ahead. Is it please?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to refer the committee members. They have dropped a section 32, right of culture, in their report. Why? They have also dropped section 25(1)(c), right to religion, in the report is not specified. And I will also quote section 4, the supremacy of the Constitution has also guided issues of this. So therefore, I will also ask the chair of the committee if they said this is not religious. I want the chair to help us.
Okay, honorable member, your time has been up for a long time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
11:41. Honorable member for Lower Flood West.
Thank you very much. The era of the razor blade is ending today. The era of the knife have to end. The women of this country deserve better, and this report is here for that betterment. You cannot hide behind Islam and then want to inflict pain that is having a gross negative aspect. This report have come to tell you that is not going to happen in this country. Enough is enough. The women of this country have suffered a lot. And the reason, you can see, the committee have engaged religious leaders. It is both Islamic and Christianity, but we went further to accept other religious groups other than accepting other Christian groups. That is to tell you how much have this committee given room for the religious leaders. We have given them enough to come. And surprisingly, at one of the times we asked, define circumcision as you want it. And we said, bring your position paper. All they could tell you at certain time, they said, we did not have a position paper. We are listening to expert opinion. This report is informed by scientific, expert opinion, and beyond the boundary research. So even, I'm sorry to mention, the Supreme Islamic Council, we tell them, they said, you all listen to their fatwa, that if harm is being proven, they are against it. But up to today, the council have never given us a position paper, and we take their verbal oral as their position paper. Look, don't hide behind Islam. We know if you are telling us Western power on earth, we love our people. We love our women, our girl child, and they need to be protected. We know who are behind you. We know who are giving you funds to do this thing. It's not a surprise. Was innocent to make up. So I stand to say, point of order. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, yes, which side for the point of order? Point of order. Honorable member for Councillor.
Yes.
Honorable members, please.
Can you help yourself? We are decent people. We don't fornicate, please. Yes. Thank you. 29.5. No member shall input improper motive to any other member. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable member for Kansala, I was making consultations with the table office when you talked about the point of order. What has he said that you thought was out of order?
He said he's referring to me. I am the speaker. I first spoke before him. He's saying that I am representing the Muslims. I should not camouflage with that. Secondly, saying that he knows who are
honorable members.
He said he knows who are honorable members. And I want to anchor that I don't have any funder. I want the member to withdraw. That's what he says.
Withdraw.
Let him withdraw that, please.
Honorable, what did you say? Honorable Noah Fladu, come up.
Yeah, you know, when I speak, I'm on top of their naps, so they will not hear. So that's why they will not.
No, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker. Honorable member for Lower Salum, Lower Fladu. What did you say that the honorable member took to be out of order?
Honorable Speaker, yes.
Honorable member for Lower Salum.
No, the member said he knows who are behind them, funding them. You understand? And now he's giving allegations to the members. And only you have already make a rule on this thing. Rule for one is rule for all.
Honorable member. Honorable member, please desist from making statements that cannot be substantiated. Let's not impute into people what they are saying. Let's not make statements that cannot be substantiated. Please. Honorable member, you continue.
Thank you very much. I was just responding to say the area of donor funding that the committee, so I was trying to dispute that is not fact. And I also want to flare this, that nobody is giving money for this tax. We care the interests of the country. So as results, I want to seize this opportunity to thank my able secretariat and our subject matter specialists for making this report readily and when consumable. So on that note, I take my seat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Lower Fladu West. I now invite the Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. I don't think I owe any committee member an acknowledgement with respect to this document that we have before us here. But the deliberations concerning mine today will highlight insufficiency, evidence of insufficiency of information in this report, because to call it biasness is becoming on something on parliamentary, but it's very insufficient to give us this report, to tell us that this is your evidence that you have found out. Anybody who is a research officer, if you are tasked with a work, you take what the researcher gives you. You don't amend the researcher's information. You don't put your own knowledge on researcher's information. You give us exactly what the researcher gives you. Honorable Speaker, to look at insufficiency of this information, this report, we are committed to defending our religion and our culture. One, financial gain by circumcises, people who circumcise. Tell me an evidence of how much do each child pay for circumcision. That will determine the financial gain. That tells you that that information is inaccurate. The poorest people from Keneba can take 5 children to circumcision who does not even have a food to eat. Tell me how much he pays for circumcision to determine this. This is very inaccurate, Honorable Speaker. Evidence for deaths across all the evidences that you've gathered from medical experts. No evidence of single death which is caused by female circumcision. No evidence of single health consequences was cited here. What scientific evidence are you talking about? We are talking about data that can be proven and tested in the world. You cannot fool anybody. Tell us the data. If the Supreme Islamic Council cannot give you their person paper still, all the medical experts you call cannot give you a single dead case of female circumcision. What are you telling me? You think you can fool me? Honorable Speaker, another insufficient evidence that Prophet has not circumcised any of his daughters. You don't have any evidence. Do you have any evidence that they were not circumcised? Tell us if you have any evidence that they were not circumcised. You don't have this, you don't have this. So why should you come to conclusion? Honorable Speaker, I want to establish one thing, for us to have a fair information from Egypt, for the purpose of transparency and accountability. We would love to know the sponsors of the trip that you've embarked on.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Kiang West. I now invite the Honorable Member for Sabak Sanjal.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I withdraw my statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Sabak. I now invite the Honorable Member for Kumbu East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I must start to commend the members of the committee, the Joint Committee, for the brilliant report that they have given us. Honorable Speaker, it's about time to sensitize and enlighten people. Being a Muslim, your faith is inner, it's not external. To me, I'm seeing it to be very dictative, to be imposive on people's decisions. We are talking of FGM strike C. The FGM, we all know, has been condemned by governments internationally and organizations, which Gambia is not an exemption. We've signed to protocols and conventions. Here, for Islam to run through, we cannot hold Islam into this without seeing it defined in our Sunnahs and in our Quran. And these are the two basic things that we should base on as Muslims. And again, the Gambia is a country. The Gambia is a sovereign country that is a multi-religious and multicultural. We must understand the formation of laws and how they do they come into society. We shouldn't be selfish enough to impose laws in our own country that governs everybody. We cannot be dictative. We shouldn't be dictative. We are democratic. We should have an open mind to this and understand the recommendations and the text of this thing. It is been taken too far by us Muslims, trying to simulate, put this thing under the umbrella of Islam, and we are talking of a state. This is a state matter. Gambia belongs to Gambians. We live here harmoniously under the rule of law. If a Muslim is to govern the Gambia, doesn't mean we have to spread Islam into everybody. It's impossible. We are in a democratic society. I am urging this House to kindly put this bill aside and then allow the ban to continue for the interest of every Gambian that lives within here, to be able to make this country be a suitable country for everyone as a human being. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I beg to take my seat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Kumbu East. I now invite the Honorable Member for Funi Brefet.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Distinguished Honorable Members of this August Assembly, I want to tell you that I am not happy with this report. Being a member of the Select Committee of Gender and Health, I even tell them right in front of everybody at the committee level that I am not in support of this recommendation. It's not correct simply because we're supposed to meet, we agree to meet the people in different constituencies, which we never do. And we agree also to consult the different people to go and do public hearing, which the committee never and ever did that one also. So I, being a member of the committee, I am not in support of this report in totality. Honorable Speaker, as a honorable member, I being a circumcised woman, I had people complaining that circumcision, the only complaints people are talking about circumcision is that a circumcised woman don't enjoy sex. Everywhere, everybody we met, all the stakeholders, the complaints they have been lodging is that a circumcised woman do not enjoy sex. Even the day
point of order.
That is what they
point of order. Point of order.
Honorable Member for Upper Salum, may we hear your point of order?
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, here we are guided by rules. We are guided by rules.
No, standing order, which order? We need to know the order. Time. Honorable members, please, I told you, don't respond to members. No, you don't have the right to respond to him. If you are getting up, get up on a point of order or observation. You don't just get it out on the member, please. No, even there you don't have it. You can just rise up and put all this thing up on something. If you talk to him and he talks to you, it creates problems. Honorable members, don't talk to members. Please. Honorable member for
Yes, what I'm referring to is we are restricted to the report we have. So everything that we are discussing is about the report. And the report does not say anything about sex. Nothing, absolutely.
Honorable Speaker, point of observation. Honorable Speaker, point of observation. Honorable Speaker, point of observation. Honorable members, honorable, I don't want people shouting. Honorable, you don't rise to a point of observation from the speaker. Honorable members at the back, please. I don't want to shout your names. Please, honorable member, a point of observation. Yes, you rise. If he doesn't accept, if he continues to talk, it means you cannot you cannot observe him.
In the morning he said we are guided by a rule in this house. Now a member said he's rising on a point of order. He needs to quote the point of order before allowing him to proceed. We need to be clear. Sometimes you forget about your own rules.
Honorable. You see, I don't know. I don't want to address you differently. Please, honorable, you cannot just respond to honorable member. You don't have that right. You don't. When you want to talk, raise your tag or rise to a point of order. You don't just talk and talk, whether it is right or wrong. Please. So if you are talking about our standing orders, please yourself be guided by it. Please. Very clear. All right. What was
relaxation to the subject matter since going down. Because you keep on mentioning sex, which is not clear about
Go because sex, enjoy. Honorable members, I think the honorable member for Upper Salem is insinuating that what the honorable member for Foni Berefet said about sex and women not enjoying sex if they go through FGM or FGMC is what you are saying, that is not captured in the report, and she should desist from going outside the report. Am I right? Member for Upper Salem. Is that what does that reflect your view?
That is correct.
I think generally speaking, you cannot talk about FGM and its repercussions without talking about sex and other things. And I do know that in the report itself, it may not be specifically mentioned, but sex is mentioned. So I think we allow the honorable member to continue.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for ruling perfectly. Honorable Speaker,
and that of Egypt. What is the similarity? What compelled them to go to Egypt? And they said they have been to Egypt because they want to understand the legislative framework in Egypt or whatsoever it is. And by going there, we need to see evidence of photos of those engagements. We live in a modern age. You cannot just come and give us this kind of scanty report, no backed by no photos, either within or outside. Honorable Speaker, coming to the Constitution, I see the Constitution being misdefined here. Looking at section 25C, freedom to practice any religion and to manifest such practice. If I'm a Muslim, even if you don't call me a Muslim, but no,
Observation. May I observe you?
I quoted C. If you are interested in a chapter or a section, tell me, let me quote it for you. I quoted C, and that's where I'm limited. If you have more, then you are coming, you can raise it. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I want to put it to us that freedom to practice any religion and to manifest such a practice. Is that if I said I'm a Muslim, I want to do it, why should you stop me? And we come to the fundamental human rights. We said it's a right of a child. What of the male child? Now you're talking of human rights. A male child, the pain on the male child, you never talk about that. If you want to be a human right, be very fair. And you said about gender. Gender is about male and female. Why do you circumcise the male child? Tell me now. The male child doesn't have a pain. And in the world, we have certain people, they don't go to circumcision. It's in Europe. Why don't you force those men in Europe to go to circumcision? Go to Holland, go to Austria, you have them. It's a choice. You don't want to develop on the law, you just have a motive to repeal the law. If you wanted this law, I stand for us to repeal it and come with a better law. Your studies should in fact tell us that we need a proper law, how it was done in Egypt. You said Egypt, they went through a transition. And Gambia didn't go through a transition. And you don't want us to go through transition. You want us to have a just direct approach to this issue. Honorable Speaker, I'm very audible. They will hear me. Honorable Speaker, looking at the...
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Central Badibu. And the last one, honorable members, honorable member for Upper Newry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity.
Open your mouth. Go ahead, please.
Honorable members, please, can you be heard, please? No, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I totally disagree with the mover of the motion that female circumcision is not Islamic. That's not accurate. Honorable Speaker, when we call our Islamic scholars during the consultation, they all told us that it's Islamic. When we went to Egypt, I asked a scholar on Sharia. In the meeting room, he said the four school of thought, Shafi'i see it as obligatory, Hanbali, Hanafi, Maliki see it as something as an honor and as something recommended and preferred. How can we come here and say it's not Islamic? If it is causing harm to female child, let's say it's causing harm to female child, let's find ways and means of addressing that. But to say it's not Islamic, that's not true. So this is the only point I have against this report, and I'm going to make it very clear to everyone that to say that FGM is not Islamic is not true. Thank you.
Honorable members, may I now call upon the mover of the motion to respond to issues and wind up the debate.
I'm disappointed, Honorable Speaker, the rules that you have made on the entire Parliament. Yes, because I'm here to represent my people, them to hear my voice. If my voice is not heard, then I'm point of order, Honorable Speaker, with your ruling.
Tabak Sanjal.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm rising on order 26-1. No member except the Speaker or Chairperson may speak unless called upon by the Speaker to do so. I think we have to start observing our rules. It's very helpful. Even though we might have our angers, but sometimes we respect our rules. It's also very important. Thank you.
If the rules are not respected, no member will respect these rules.
Honorable member, I think you cannot say it better than that way. We must look parliamentarian and be parliamentarian. If we make our own laws, we are to be guided by those laws. Anybody here, even the most disciplined amongst us, could stand up and shout. But because we made our laws and we are guided by them, we are not perfect though, but as much as possible we do so. Thank you, Honorable Member for Sabak Sanjal. I now, as I said, the mover of the motion, the co-chair of the committee, can you please respond to issues and wind up the debate?
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for giving me the floor once again. Honorable Speaker, before responding, I just want to acknowledge and thank the Office of the Clerk for providing us all the necessary means to do our work within our mandate. I know there are members who even ask source of funding or not. I think sometimes you ask questions like you are not even a parliamentarian. This is a National Assembly funded by taxpayers' money. So whatever that we do within the mandate of the committee, it is done accordingly by administrative rules and procedure and by the Office of the Clerk. If you have any question on that, you can reply to them. So thank you very much. Again, I want to thank our secretaries. Especially, I have to single out Sarata Bojang. Definitely, I have to single her out. She has done a good job, Office of the Clerk. Please, on behalf of the committee, we are very appreciative of her efforts, and of course, all the other secretaries. Now, moving on to the issues that are raised from Fonyi Councillor. Let me just tell you, I am not here to fight. I am here to represent my people. Yes, of course, because it is so disheartening, and in fact, sometimes I want to get, allow me please, I want to get emotional if I see a member attacking a fellow member, forgetting that you are elected, I am elected, likewise somebody else. You have your own rules of, you have your own thoughts, you have your own perspective, I also have mine. And what I am reading and what I am reporting here, it's not from my small head, neither from somebody else. These are consultations that we made. We consulted up to 100 Gambians plus, not even a single foreigner, for your information. Let me put it like that, since that's what you want to hear. Not even a single foreigner, we've consulted Gambians. You can go through the records, the list of witnesses and so on.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Yes, may I hear the point of order, please?
Honorable Speaker, I'm rising on Order 17F. While a member is speaking, all members shall be silent and shall not make unseemly interruption. Honorable Speaker, the member on the floor needs to be protected. Thank you.
Honorable nominated member, you are absolutely very right. I wish you identified, you named the member. Members do not interrupt when members are speaking. Just like you will not like to be interrupted when you are speaking. Thank you, honorable nominated member. Honorable member, can you continue, please?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, once again. The Honorable Member of Fonyi Councillor alleged that the Joint Committee betrayed the Muslim Ummah. I think that is an accusation which you know that I will humbly and respectfully ask you to withdraw. You are not a Muslim more than anybody here. That has to be put on record. If it is the Quran, if it is...
Honorable Speaker, point of order. Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Who is rising to a point of order? Councillor?
Yes. 29(5). Non-member shall input improper motive to any other member. What I'm saying is, I don't want him to pass on. I'm saying about the report. So he's misquoting me, please. Let the member reorganize his statement.
In where? Honorable member, can you continue, please?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. You see, nobody is more... No, I will not summarize, Honorable Speaker, with all these things. Allow me to respond, because some of these things are so touching. You cannot be assigned a work to do by the Parliament, and again, your own members come here, try to categorize. It's so painful and hurtful. Honest to Allah. I have to be frank.
On a point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Categorizing the joint committee members as
point of order
in the trust of Muslim, I think it is just a cheap statement trying to mix representative of this August Assembly with the electors. Honorable Speaker, I think we need to take a stand on that. That is a massive point, whereas the honorable member is allegedly trying to mix members of this August Assembly with our electorates.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Witness here.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Muslims.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order.
Honorable.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
But next, don't do that, please.
Thank you.
Just say it once, we hearing.
All right.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I am still rising on point of order 29(5). I am still telling the member, he is persistently insinuating what I don't say. I am saying the report is not the reflection of the Muslim Ummah, in which they have invited them to be present in their consultation. So the honorable member is using words that I haven't said. I want him to withdraw, please.
Honorable member also, you must be tolerant to what he responds. You said a lot of things also, and the people were tolerant.
But I will not allow him to say what I will say.
To the honorable member responding, please. Honorable member, co-chair and member for Nyanija, please. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. You see, to say that the committee is also biased, I think it is also a gross accusation on the committee, on this respectable joint committee. Remember, we have right honorable members within this committee who were in parliament well before you. So we should be teaching you parliamentary process and procedure, but not you. And also relying on the fact that we are talking about here female genital mutilation report is talking about female genital, and what we are talking about here is female circumcision. If you go to the introduction, we clearly define, even captured what is currently in the act as defined, well defined. You can go and read for yourself, which I read. It is talking fully about female circumcision and any attempt of female genital mutilation. So you can separate the two. Don't mislead people based on these facts. Honorable Speaker, and also it is a very important point that we should take note of. This bill, as brought in by the honorable member, it is saying delete section 32A, delete section 32B. Do we have any other option? No. The only option is that we have is either we delete or not delete. So even at the Islamic point of view, and based on the position paper of the Supreme Islamic Council, who says if we are doing it according to how the Prophet advised, what is that measure that the honorable member is bringing? No measure. So you just want us to delete and leave everybody to do whatever that you want to do in this country? This country cannot be governed. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. So, honorable Speaker, honorable member, there is point of order. Yes. The member for Substantiating. Can we hear a point of order?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm rising on 17F. While a member is speaking, all other members shall be silent and shall not make unseemly interruption. The member for Kiang West is making so many interruptions and he has to keep his mouth shut unless and until he is given permission to speak.
Point of order. Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Please, Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang. Honorable members, please, you cannot use your mic without leave of the Speaker. Please, unless if you are rising to a point of order observation. The point of order raised by the member for Substantiating is valid and sustained. Honorable members, please, let's refrain from making an endless noise with the objective of interrupting the proceedings. Honorable member, please proceed.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, the member for Fonyi Bintang. Can I hear a point of order, please?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm rising on point of order 29.5. No member shall input improper motive to another member. Shut your mouth is inputting improper motive to other member. So that the member should withdraw.
Honorable member, I don't know to which member are you directing your point of order to?
Member for Substantiating. He said, shut your mouth.
I am not so, I don't think that is imputing improper motive on members. That is out of order. Honorable member, please continue.
Honorable Speaker, that's not fair. If someone said, Honorable Speaker, shut.
Honorable member for Kiang West, he rose on a point of order, please. Order. Honorable members, majority leader and your please, decorum. He rose to a point of order citing imputing improper motive. That's a wrong point of order. That's out of order. And yourself, you are out of order. You cannot stand and use the mic without leave of the speaker. Please. No, please. Can you please take your seat? Can you take your seat? Can you take your seat, please? You are out of order. Member for Nyanida, proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And again, the Honorable Member for Fonyi Councillor make reference of Section 32 of the 1997 Constitution, which I will read. Section 32 of the 1997 Constitution, which is
Honorable Member, there are point of order. Honorable members, you can only rise to a point of order when probably a member is on his floor, on the floor, and he is out of order, or proceeding or you observe procedures. So I'm not sure what point of order you are rising to. Member for Central.
Point of order is honorable member of Substantiating. No, my point of order, I'm rising on point of order 4.
Honorable member, please sit down. Please sit down. Honorable members, please let us not seemingly disrupting the proceeding of Parliament. Honorable Speaker, no, please don't use point of order. No, yeah, don't use your mic, please. There was a point of order when the honorable member was on the floor, and I made a ruling on that, and that's have passed.
You made a ruling on that. I have a point of order that you did not rule on. Honorable Speaker, give me a chance to rise up with my point of order. Then you make a ruling, please.
All right, please.
Honorable member, this house must be guided and we must respect each other. An honorable member cannot use a foul word to a member and the right section was not quoted.
Honorable member, please. Honorable member, please, you are standing on a point of order. Go straight, please. No, sit down. Sit down, please. Sit down, please. Sit down, please. No, honorable, please sit down. Honorable, please sit down.
Honorable Speaker, somebody is on point of order.
I'm on a point of order. You are telling me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, please sit down.
I'm tired. I'm going down.
Honorable Speaker, I think he's on point of order.
Yes, honorable member, please, when you rise to a point of order,
yes,
go straight to the point of order. Don't make statement.
He has not landed.
Don't make statement, please. The member for Central Badibu, can you please go ahead?
Speaker, point of 29.
So it's 29 for it shall be out of order to use offensive or insulting language about members of the assembly. You didn't make any ruling on that, and he did that. Substantiating did
point
that.
Point of order 19, Mr. Speaker. Point
please,
of order.
Order. Honorable member, there is a point of order. You cannot rise to a point of order. No. Please. He is rising to a new order number. The point of order, the honorable member for Foni Bintang rose to, I told you, you yourself knew that he was out of order himself. That wasn't in line. And now that you are quoting the relevant standing orders, I will make ruling on that. Honorable member, it's out of order to make such a statement. Thank you. Honorable member for Nyanja, please continue.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Member for Forji Councillor made mention of Section 32 of the Constitution, which I will want to refer this House to. Section 32, culture, please, and it reads, every person shall be entitled to enjoy, practice, profess, maintain, and promote any culture, language, tradition, or religion subject to the terms of this Constitution and to the condition that the rights protected by this section do not impinge on the rights and freedom of others or the national interest, especially unity. Please, let us not misquote our Constitution, please. Moving on, Honorable Speaker. He's saying that in the report we mentioned that FGM is not religious. If you look at it, that is in the quotation from the study tour. What we mentioned in the report is the religious basis backing the practice of FGM is not strong, because as we consulted many Islamic scholars, they are saying different opinions, and which I will want to quote for you again for your information. However, Islamic scholars consulted by the Joint Committee within and outside the country stated that female genital mutilation or circumcision is a custom, what I will call tedungal in Pula. It's a custom and not one of the rituals of Islam, whereas male circumcision is part of the rituals of Islam. This clearly suggests that FGMC lacks a religious basis. We are not saying it is not religious or what. We said, based on those submissions from the different Islamic scholars, it lacks a strong religious basis, and which is a fact. Moving on, Honorable Speaker, to the Honorable Member for Lower Fuladu West. He also supports the repeal and, of course, support the report of the committee, and of course emphasize on the need to protect our girl child and women, emphasizing on the different legislation that we have in place. So it is very, very important. The Gambia is not an island. We belong to the countries of nations. We belong to League of Nations, rather. and then we are signatory to different protocols, and we have ratified them even in this August Assembly. And we even have domestic laws in that regard. Don't you know that it is even illegal to go and organize press conferences talking about FGMC? It's illegal, based on the laws. So we have to respect the laws that we have in the land. Moving on again to Honorable Member for Kiang West. Just pardon me, please. He made mention of very important points, that is financial gain of circumstances. Whereas he referenced members, circumstances, what we call ngansimbas in the provinces, whether they ask for money or whatever. Be informed that we consulted ngansimbas, and these are some of the testimonies they are giving us. The reason why they cannot leave this practice is because it is their source of income. You inherit it from your mother or whatever, and each generation keeps continue going. And you cannot spill blood of somebody. That's what they are telling us. You cannot spill blood of somebody and the person don't give you anything. These are beliefs that they are telling us. It's not from us. These are the facts that they are. And if you are interested to know some of these facts, the library is there. We have all the attachments and appendixes.
Point of order,
please.
Point of order.
Order.
Point of order. Order, please. Order. Honorable member for Nyanja, please take your seat. Point of order. Honorable members, please. There is a please. Honorable member, please address the speaker. And any other member who want to willfully continue to disrupt the proceeding, we will act in accordance with the standing orders. Please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Like I was saying,
point of order. There is a point of order
by nominated member Kebalang Fofana.
Honorable Speaker, I'm rising on 17F. While a member is speaking, all other members shall be silent and shall not make unseeming interruptions. And I remember, I think the other time in your ruling, you failed to address the member for Kiang West because he was named by Substantiating. This time around, address him. This is a sensitive discussion.
Thank you.
And he's consistently interrupting the proceedings. Thank you.
Point of order sustained. Honorable member for Kiang West, please exercise decorum. Member for Nyanija, continue.
Thank you very much. Member for Nyanija, Honorable Speaker. Before member for Nyanija, I'm calling on a point of order here to remind you that you have powers here. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable member for Sabasanjal, please take your seat.
No, I'm on a point of order.
No.
Point of order.
No, that's not point of order.
I'm on a point of order.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Point of order 21. Discipline and suspension of members. Honorable Speaker, we have to respect this National Assembly. The Speaker or Chairperson may, after having called the attention of the Assembly or Committee to the grossly disorderly conduct of a member who willfully assaults, molests, obstructs or acts in a disorderly manner towards the Speaker or any other member, persistently and willfully obstruct the business of the Assembly Committee. Honorable Speaker, if the member is willfully and he is continuously obstructing the business of the Assembly, I think you need to take your decisions so that we uphold the rules and orders of this National Assembly.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Sabasanjal. Point of order noted, and honorable members take note, Kiang West and every other member, let's act in accordance to our standing orders. It's our own laws and we made them ourselves. Please, proceed, Member for Nyanija.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Sabasanjal, because I was beginning to even wonder whether we are in Parliament or not. We cannot be obstructed, interrupted continuously. So, Honorable Speaker, as I stated, we've received evidence. As I said, we've consulted 100 plus Gambians, and all the evidences that we received, they are in the library, labeled as appendixes, and then if any member is interested, you can go to the library and find out for yourself what the different stakeholders told us. We are not bringing any information from our own understanding or whatever, despite the fact we are given the power based on the standing orders to make an opinion, which we did. If we receive evidence, gather everything, the committee will make an opinion based on the evidence and, of course, the discussion of the different members of the committee. Moving on, he of course asks whether there is any evidence of death cited from the position papers. I just refer to the position paper done by the Ministry of Health. You will see all this data. You know, this FGM thing, the funny thing is that it's not been taken seriously. There are not much data, but the evidence and the facts are there. No medical personnel will stand here and tell you FGM is not harmful. If you do, it means you are just speaking at your own level, but based on medical practices that we are trained. And by your information, I'm a health worker, and it's even insulting to say that there are no evidences or whatever. I will not dare come and say, these IT people, I don't trust you, or this or whatever. These are things that we learn from school, from universities, from colleges. You understand? And these are issues that we practice in the various health facilities. The evidence and the facts are there. Go to the position papers and see for yourself. So it is very disrespectful to the entire health professional of the country to say that there is no health evidence, there is no evidence, there is no evidence. Please go and make research and make sure that you get the facts. And for your information, this is a joint committee tasked to go and do consultation. We are not tasked to go and do research, make findings or whatever. We are tasked to go and do consultation and come and advise the committee on the proposed amendment proposed by the Honourable Member for Fonyi Councillor. It is a very simple and straightforward task. If you are interested in research, if you are interested in data, if you are interested in statistics or whatever, please, as it is of interest to you, go and do it for yourself, or even go to the library based on the position papers that are submitted to us. We are not in academia or we are not in professional, but we are doing a parliamentary work coupled with going to get the facts from stakeholders, and we write our report, and this is the report based on the best interest and of course the consultations that we've done. This is it. If you want anything better, you can tell me, but this is what we are tasked to do, and we have fulfilled it according to our standing orders and the Constitution. Again, he also made mention of sponsors of the history. I will just tell you, Honorable Speaker, let us be very, very careful. We are National Assembly members. We are elected. We are the approving authority when it comes to resources. And you all know that this parliament approves whatever that we supposed to approve for the operation of the National Assembly and its committees and oversight and whatever. So it will be it's baffling to me, or even, I will say, so much ignorant to ask a joint committee, where do you get the funds to go and do your work or whatever. It seems like you don't even know what we are doing here as members of parliament.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
This is a budget that we approve here.
Honorable Member, there is point of order from the member for Fonyi Bintang. Can we have a point of order?
I rise on point of order 29.5. No member shall input improper motive to any other member. He said it's out of ignorance that members ask questions. And I believe members have every right to ask questions. So ignorance there is an insult.
Honourable Member, your point of order is ruled out. Honourable Member, please continue.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. So that's it. Let us be fair to ourselves, despite the fact no matter how much we are interested in a particular issue, let us be fair and be truthful to one another. We are colleagues. It is hurtful to allege and or accuse your fellow parliamentarians who have done a noble job. Just because it does not satisfy your need or it does not satisfy your wish as far as this issue is concerned, do not allege your members. We are colleagues. If you are done here, we will step out, and there are other businesses coming to parliament. You might even be very one to bring another business here, and you will want the support of every member. And I was expecting from the mover of the motion to be persuasive, convince member that these are the facts, these are whatever, this is what we need, support me so that we can, but not come in here labeling us all type of sort of names. I think the purpose is already defeated, and then I'm very sorry to tell you that even hadn't been I consider supporting you, I'm hot and really hot by your statement that you made. Thank you very much. Moving on, Honorable Speaker, Combo East. He said he also mentioned of the Gambia's commitments of the different protocols and the domestic laws that we've enacted, which are very important. And it is important to note that the Gambia made a commitment on the CEDAW, which was signed by the Gambia since 1980, since most of us were not even born. And of course, it was ratified in 1993. So these are all status which you know that we need to respect as a country. And of course, he says that we need to maintain our laws and not impose religion on people. And this is very important. And as how I'm seeing this thing is like we forget that the Gambia, the introduction of our constitution as stated in the introductory part, that the Gambia is a sovereign secular state. Gambia, that's section 1 of the constitution. Gambia is not a religious state or whatever. Despite the fact we have majority of one particular religion, but we need to respect and of course adhere to the cultures, to the other religions or whatever. I am a Muslim and nobody can raise his or her hand here and say I am more Muslim than you. So that is it. So we need to respect our status law and then our constitution as they are. Moving on to the Honorable Member for Fonyi Berefet, who is a member of the committee. It is very unfortunate that he says he does not support the report, and of course he said there were no constituency engagement. Well, that is your own right not to support your report, not to support your own report that you participated and even contributed immensely. Even during the day of the adoption, Honorable Speaker, this Honorable Member was present. If you go to the attendance list, her name is there and she appended her signature on it. And when we voted, she was jokingly saying, I don't accept, but later on everybody accepted unanimously. There was no dissenting voice, the records are there. So I am surprised that she will come here and say, I am not in support of this, I am not in support. That is your own right though, but I am definitely, as a co-chair, I am surprised, and on behalf of the committee, we are indeed very disappointed with you. Honorable Speaker, she said there were no constituency engagement. It is true. Remember, we are dealing with a very important issue that is very sensitive, that is there to the hearts of many Gambians. So the approach we took initially was to do some constituency engagement or whatever. But later on, when we realized we can call in some of these Ngantinbas from all over, we can call imams from all over, we can call stakeholders from all over to come and converge here and do the needful. And in fact, we were pressed by the need for time. So that's why we restrict it and we call all the stakeholders here. And all the stakeholders that are necessary, that were listed initially, are captured in the report. So the fact that there is not enough consultation, if somebody says that, definitely that is so misleading. Central body who questioned the credibility of the report, well, it is your own right. You can question whatever that we bring here, but I can tell you we've done enough consultation. And in fact, he is also a member of the committee. He even co-chaired one of the meetings with me. So I am surprised that he is questioning the credibility of his own work. This is so surprising, Honorable Speaker. So surprising. Of course, he said we have not done any local consultation. I don't know what you mean by local consultation. When you are calling your Nganzimbas, when you are calling your imams, when you are calling your stakeholders here, what do you mean by local consultation? What do you mean by local consultation? Take the report, all the names are there. Everybody is listed. Those both pro and against the repeal, everybody is there. The names are listed. So please, I invite you to your own report to please offer yourself with it rather than coming here and making unfounded stories. Point of order. Honorable Speaker. Of course, he also mentioned about human rights.
Honorable member, please take your seat. Honorable member for Central Bandu.
29, 4 and 5. He is using offensive language and is trying to put improper motive to others. Honorable member, is our right to question?
No. Honorable, don't make a statement. Honorable, he has not done that. He has not imputed anything.
He did so?
No, I have not heard that.
Okay, let me tell you what he did.
Yes.
He said I was part of the committee.
He said?
He said I was part of a committee, and in fact I co-chair with him. So is it surprise for me to come and ask certain questions to him? And he's telling me that I'm not reading the report. Let me go and read the report. And he went further to tell me that I'm cooking stories. He said I'm cooking stories.
He said you said you are a member of the committee. Honorable, is that so?
Okay, are you not listening?
I am repeating what you have said. so that it reflects what you have said. So you don't want me to do that? I said you claim that you are, he said you are a member of the committee. Is that so? You are a member of the committee. And you are claiming also that he said you never read the report. Meaning you never read the report, you never understand the report. And you are saying you read the report. Yes. And the third one is, and that you are cooking stories out of the whole, what you are saying is not, cooking stories means it's not a reflection of what they have said. These are the things you talked about. Yes. And you said they are not accurate.
Is putting, a wrong motive to the people. That was not the case.
People must have different opinions about what people think. That is not imputing something into somebody's statement. Yes, that one we should get it clear. That you can have divergent opinions. And that different opinion does not mean your opinion trying to impute something into it. Let's try to be as parliamentary as possible. Let's try to also understand and accept divergent views. We will all never speak the same language. Not personal attacks. I don't like personal attacks. This is why any person addressing should address the speaker. That's why I insist on you addressing the speaker. Honorable member, can you please go ahead?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, going further, he said evidence of that's Honorable members of Central Badibu, evidence of the Egypt study tour. I can happily tell you that there is a special report on this, and it is part of the appendixes and evidence that we receive as far as the consultation is concerned. And of course, we also receive some literatures from there, which you know.
Honorable member, you must now summarize.
Yes, I'm done. I'm almost done.
Yes.
Yes. And of course, he also mentioned better option, alternatives. You know, when I saw this bill, Women Amendment Bill, I was expecting that the honorable member will come up with alternatives, not actually going, deleting or whatever. It's so unfortunate. But anyway, that is his opinion and so on. So I think you better ask that to the mover of the bill. So the last but not the least, to the honorable member for Opanyomi, who is also a member of the committee. But I think, honorable member, I think you need to look at the report very well again. The report does not say, and the committee does not agree that this is not Islamic. You understand? As I quoted earlier, we said based on the evidence that we receive that there is no strong base for argument on the Islamic perspective. The committee cannot make any conclusion on that, say it's not Islamic or whatever. So that is something which is a misstatement. That is very unfortunate, but the committee is
Honorable Speaker.
So, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, point of clarification.
No. I beg your pardon.
Honorable, are you right? What is happening?
I just want to refer the honorable member to his own report where he said the claim of FGM.
No. What are you rising upon?
Yes, I'm rising on point of clarification.
A point of
clarification.
Clarification?
Yes.
No, that one should be given by the honorable member himself. Or you are giving him?
No, I'm not giving him.
Allow me to quote his own.
All right, honorable. The process is, when you stand up for a point of clarification or observation, the honorable member who is giving you chance, he should sit down. If he stands, it means he has not given you permission. An honorable member, are you aware? Have you given him permission to?
No. What I want to refer him to, he says that he does not agree with the position of the committee that saying female circumcision is not Islamic. So that's what I want to make him know, that the committee is based on the religious view, and which I read. It says, however, many Islamic scholars consulted by the joint committee within and outside of the country stated that female genital mutilation or circumcision is a custom and not one of the rituals of Islam. This is coming from the stakeholders. Whereas male circumcision is part of the rituals of Islam. This clearly suggests that FGMC lacks a religious basis. This is what the committee is saying, nothing more, nothing less. It's not coming from us specifically, but I again said it is unfortunate that he's a member of the committee, but You can also offer yourself with the report, my dear Honorable, and then know what the contents says. So, Honorable Speaker, on a concluding note and on a concluding remark, again, the Joint Committee want to thank the Office of the Clerk and, of course, the Office of the Speaker and, of course, the entire National Assembly members. Despite the fact there are a lot of talks both for and pro, this is the National Assembly. When issues come here, we need to, sometimes we have different views, and we have to respect one another's opinion. We have to respect one another's view. That is it. That's said and done, Honorable Speaker. The Joint Committee has submitted again in our report. Of course, want this August Assembly to consider and then adopt this report so that it can be a basis for the consideration of the Women Amendment Bill. And then I thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Co-Chair of the Joint Committee, and of course all honorable members, those who participated and those who never had the opportunity to participate. We want to thank you very much. Honorable members, I was out to receive a petition from a group of people outside. That's why I left to receive the petition and the demands. Honorable members, now let me put the question. Be it resolved that this Honorable Assembly do adopt the report of the National Assembly Joint Committee of Health and Gender on the Women Amendment Bill 2024. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Division.
You know, I just want to reiterate that this is not this is just the adoption of a report. I had the division. I'm going to count. I'm just making a statement that this is just about the adoption of a report. It has nothing to do with what will follow next. Whether it is adopted or not adopted, the process continues. So let's get that very clear. Now, those in favor of adopting the report, please raise your tags. Honorable members, those not in favor, raise your tags. Honorable members, those who are abstaining, abstentions. As I said, I want those who are capturing it, even the press, to understand that this is for the adoption of the report. Very clear. It's for the adoption of the report. So those in favor, 35. Those against, 17, and abstention 2. The ayes have it. All right, honorable members, clerk, may we proceed?
Laying of papers and report. Report of the National Assembly Committee, Select Committee on Education, Training and ICT, visit to madrasas, private school, GSM and ISP companies, and the Gambia submarine cable, by the Honorable Chairperson of the Select Committee.
Honorable members, I now call upon the chairperson of the Select Committee on Education and Training to table their report.
Allah report on the joint committee.
Thank you very much.
Visitors, please, when you are going out, go out quietly. Quietly.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to lay the report of the Select Committee on Education, Training and ICT for the visits to private schools, madrasas, GSM companies, ISPs, and some Tibet institutions dated 6th to the 10th of November and 5th to the 8th of February 2024. Honorable Speaker, the objective of the visit was to evaluate the quality. Honorable Speaker, the objective of the visit, one, was to evaluate the quality of education and training in private schools, addressing aspects such as curriculum.
Honorable please. Honorable members, those going out, visitors, please be quiet and go out if you are going out. Yes, honorable member, can you continue?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The objective of the visit, one, was to evaluate the quality of education, training in private schools, addressing aspects such as curriculum, infrastructure, and teacher-student ratios. Two, to understand the unique contributions of madrasas to the education landscape, exploring their cultural and religious roles, and the integration into the broader education framework. Three, to explore the role of GSM and ISP companies in enhancing connectivity, digital literacy, and access to information, particularly in remote and underserved areas. And four, to identify challenges faced by private schools and madrasas, such as financial constraints, curriculum development, and teacher training. Five, scrutinize challenges within the telecom sector, including issues related to cost, network coverage, data accessibility, and regulatory compliance and service delivery. Six, to assess the situation of private schools and madrasas concerning their successes, challenges, and the quality of teaching and learning. And seven, identify legislative and policy recommendations to address the gaps and foster innovation within these critical sectors. Honorable Speaker, the scope of the report contains findings and recommendations from the visits conducted by the Select Committee. It provides a holistic view of the current status of the selected private schools and other companies into the opportunities and challenges that characterize these sectors. The report outlines the key observations, challenges, and opportunities identified during the visits, ultimately contributing to a comprehensive understanding of the status quo and laying the groundwork for strategic intervention in the domain of education, training, and ICT. Honorable Speaker, the first school we visited was Talending Islamic Institute. This is a madrasa that has 32 classrooms with over 3,000 students and 95 teachers. The challenges that we discussed with them, one was regular access to water. Two, the school has a library, but it's not fully functional or it's not fully equipped. And the school has a football field as the only recreational facility. However, it lacks sporting equipment. And there are no computer and science laboratories in the school. Now, the central cluster monitors do not visit the school regularly, only conduct visits when sport activities actually are happening. And the other school we visited was the Carter Basic Cycle. I'm on page 9. That's the Carter Basic Cycle. Now, the school was established in 2004. And right now, the school has 47 teachers, out of which 12 are females. And they have 5 unqualified teachers only, and 38 are qualified. And some of the issues or the challenges they've discussed with us was, one, insufficient furniture in the classrooms. And one, disposal of waste after collection is a big issue for Kata School. And the school does not have enough water supply from Nawek. Now we went to also Apple Tree, which is a private school. Apple Tree International was established in 1997, and it has a total number of 860 students from nursery all the way to high school. The school has 20 classrooms, and some of the challenges that they discussed with us, one was late payment of school fees, because this is a private school, and once payments of fees are late, they have some difficulties to ensure that they meet their financial obligations. And one of the issues also they highlighted to us was student indiscipline. Now, we also moved to Mohammedan Yadilu English School also, which was established in 1997 and has 653 students. Then, Honorable Speaker, we moved to Sangajor Arabic School. This Arabic school, Honorable Speaker, was built in 2015 and has 355 students and 11 teachers, 3 female and 8 male, 5 are unqualified and 6 are qualified. Now, the headmaster said that the school has only 6 classrooms with an average size of 25 to 37 students. Among the difficulties the school actually have also indicated, one was the difficulty in paying salaries to qualified teachers. As such, they can only afford to pay for 1 qualified teacher. 2, unavailability of electricity forces the school to close for the day as they use electricity to fill the bowl with water, and the lack of water prevents them from continuing their classes. 3, they have inadequate toilets as teachers jointly share with students based on gender. And 4, classrooms are also insufficient for this particular school. And they also complain about insufficient textbooks, also the lack of French teacher due to the lack of funding for the school. Then we also moved to Madrasa Abubakar Siddiq Al-Islamiyah, which is a community-based madrasa established in 2004 in Sibano, West Coast, which currently actually have 997 students, 16 teachers and Arabic, and then 4 English teachers. Now, they have 13 classrooms, and 90 to 100 students are accommodated in a classroom, which is extremely big. So that's the classroom size. Among the issues they've highlighted, Honorable Speaker, is the community fetches water from the school. And it's because the school is not fenced, and it actually causes a lot of discomfort, the going in and out of the school during school hours. The school doesn't have a library, and then the supply of books have been really very low for the past 5 years. Computers and printers, they are also needed to print examination questions. They've also indicated that Amana only pays 7 qualified teachers, and the rest is done by the school, which they struggle to do because of the school fees they charge is really very limited. Now we move to Al-Hisan University in Banyulunding. This is an Arabic university comprising of only male students. It has 422 students and 45 male teachers, out of which 3 have bachelor's degrees, 26 have master's degree, and 16 have PhD. Now, some of the challenges this Arabic university has told us was the university has issue with water, which means when there's no electricity, they have a problem to fill the water tank. Now, the university does not have an asset register when we are doing our checks. Then we move to another private school, which is the Marif International School. Marif International School was established in the Gambia in 2017 and has almost 332 students from kindergarten to high school with 40 teachers. Among the issues we discussed about the challenges they have, one was the illegal structures around the school premises causes nuisance, and steps have been taken by the school for their removal. However, there's an update on that is those structures actually have been demolished by the government when they were clearing the roads. There's also GSM towers that are erected around the school, which actually could cause health implications for both the staff and the students. And then they also have less power voltage. The voltage coming into the school from Nawek, they complain that it's really very low, and sometimes it affects them. Then we moved to Marina International School, which is also a private school, which was established in 1958, and currently have 1,100 students from kindergarten all the way to high school, and they have 110 teachers. And you can clearly see the student-teacher ratio in this particular school. 1,100 students, 110 teachers. The school actually has 47 classrooms, and the building they are really very satisfactory. And the most interesting thing also we discovered, like the school actually have 92 toilets, more toilets than classrooms. That shows how they value cleanliness in the school. Now, one of the main challenges the school actually has discussed with us is the untimely payment of tuition fees, because the school is a private school, and then they use some of these fees to pay for the lecturer and other issues. And the achievements, which I have also listed on page 17. Then we moved to Gambia Methodist Academy. Now, this mission school was established in 1995 and has a total of 738 students. And the school has 21 classrooms. And among the challenges they discussed was the lack of space for the school to expand. They would like to expand, but because there is no space, the school is unable to do that. The school is not disability friendly. We've checked that, but the movement of people or persons living with disability, they may have some issues which we've highlighted to the authorities. And the students also not paying school fees on time. It seems that's a general trend in all the schools, not paying school fees on time. Then we moved to another school, which is the West Africa International School, WISE, which was established in 2001 with 415 students and 43 teachers. And among the challenges also is about the car racing, and which is a big threat to the school. And I'm sure some of you may have seen something on Facebook or other social media showing students being given vehicles by whoever, and they do some stunts, which is really a very dangerous threat to the school. Then we moved to Ajisukai Ndate School also, which was established in 2005 for girls only, but later turned into a senior secondary school for both boys and girls. Now, among the challenges also is the lack of school materials to do certain courses and the lack of night watchman to protect the school. Then we moved to the GSM companies, Honorable Speaker, and the first one was Gamcell we met, which is a state-owned enterprise. And among the challenges they've highlighted to us was the billing system issue that they actually have. Then the policies that guide them when it comes to making certain decisions do not apply to the private sector, which actually causes them a lot of delay for them to be able to respond to certain things. There is also, they do not have a policy on co-location, and the heavy tax on the GSM operators also is a big issue on them. Now, some of the recommendations which I will highlight at the end. Then we moved to Comium also, which is a GSM company that was established in 2007. And at that time, they had a market control of 25%. Now, the challenges also from Comium, also again, is the same as Gamcell. One was the heavy GSM levy on the operators. So that is also the same issue that they actually have. But they also indicated that the liberalization of the gateway by the government is going fine as long as they are concerned. Then we moved to AfriCell, which is also another private GSM company, which was established in 2001. And among the challenges they've highlighted was about the high tax levied on the GSM. So it seems all of them, they've indicated about the high tax levied on the GSM operators in the country. Then another crucial one they also said was the frequent cuts on the fiber. It affects also their service delivery to the customers, because of in certain areas they have to rely on the broadband network that's handled by the Gamtel, but the frequent cuts actually affects them. Then the Kanilai Institute of Technology, Honorable Speaker, which is on page 22. The committee initially visited this institution in September 2022, so we went back there to check what actually is happening there. But it seems still, at the time we went there, some things need to be completed as the classes have not yet started. However, materials in terms of furniture, in terms of renovation, were done. Then we moved to Ndemban Skill Center, also in Fonyi, and the institution was under renovation during the committee's previous visit. And when we went there the second time to check what's actually happening, we've realized that actual classes actually have started. However, they have challenges in terms of security or securing the school, especially at night, and the lack of reliable internet connection for both the students and the lecturers. Then we went to the University of Science, Engineering and Technology, that's USET. Now, with USET, the main challenge they've highlighted was insufficient subvention from the government, which is not really very helpful because they have to attract high caliber lecturers in the school and other staff but due to insufficient subvention, that they have an issue, and the lack of mobility also. Then we also visited the Gambia submarine cable. Now, the Gambia submarine cable, which is a company, a consortium of 19 members, and they are responsible for the submarine cable that runs from South Africa all the way to the Gambia, connecting various countries, and that's where our connection, as far as internet is concerned, goes out to the world. Now, currently, in terms of capacity, they only activated 50% of the capacity they have, and you can clearly see when people complain about this slow speed of the internet, you can see why from this activation. However, it is important to note that the more they activate, the more it costs as well for the people that actually have them. Now, with the GSM, with the Gambia submarine cable, the private sector controls 54% of ownership, and the Gambia government controls 46%. Out of that, Gamtel owns 20%, and Gamcel 10%, and then the rest belongs to the central government. So it is been led by the private sector. Honorable Speaker, we also met with another ISP company, which is called Unique Solution. They provide internet connectivity to businesses, and some of the issues they highlighted was the one cable dependency. That is, when the cable goes down, that is the submarine cable, they have a lot of challenges because they are unable to serve their customers. Now, also, they were also saying that we need to ensure that those that did not pay their contribution to the GSM, they need to complete that so that they can be able to do their work on time. But besides, they urge the government to help to ensure that there is an additional cable to provide resilience in case the main cable actually has an issue. We also went to Insys Global, which also provide not only internet service but other applications like the Afrijula, Jungle Foundation, and information systems to the population here, particularly in tertiary institutions. And just to move on, Honorable Speaker, one of the issues also the Unique Solution also highlighted was the institution does not have its own fiber, which means they depend on the national broadband fiber network that is actually controlled by Gamtel. But sometimes to get services from Gamtel is a big challenge because of the time it takes for them to deliver on the work that they need. So sometimes it actually slows down the speed on which they would like to go. Then we also visited QCell on page 28, which is also part of the Q group, and we were welcomed by the CEO of the Q group. Now, some of the challenges they also highlighted to the committee as far as the group is concerned, there is the absence of a serious, the presence of significant fiber cuts, actually. That's one of the main issues. And they recommended that there needs to be some kind of policy to ensure that the fiber is stable. Because otherwise, when the road construction or any construction actually doing their work, it costs them a lot. Now, one issue they also highlighted was the cost of power, which is electricity. It's really very expensive, and they normally spend almost $2.3 million yearly on all their sites for electricity, which is actually expensive. And now, as a business, that also affects on the services they also provide. Now, one of the highlights the Q group also said was a capacity challenge, because they have vacancies. But to get people to fill those vacancies is a problem because of some people do not want to go to work up country. So that's one of the challenges they actually highlighted, which was very surprising, to us. Now the recommendation they in fact came up with the recommendation. They actually invited the committee, maybe all of us, National Assembly, to have a visit of the Q group so that we can see their facilities and the kind of employment they actually provide. They also believe that the fiber connectivity should be liberalized, so that the national broadband does not, particularly the areas the national broadband doesn't cover. Now, we also went to Gamtel, which is the main provider of telecommunication service in the Gambia, which was established in 1984, and it's a state-owned enterprises limited liability company. Now, some of the challenges they shared with us, together with the GTMI, was the lack of funding for the institution. The revenue loss due to the liberalization of the gateway, where they were getting a lot of money, but when it was liberalized, then most of the revenue actually goes to other institutions that are part of the part of the equation. Now, the frequent fiber cuts, like highlighted by the previous GSM companies and the ISPs also, Gamtel actually has shown that in 2023, it has cost them 63 million to fix those fiber cuts. And they are also indicating that there is a need to urgently review the pricing of the fiber, which was not been updated since 2018. Honorable Speaker, now let me go to the general recommendation, which is on the second to last page. That's the general recommendation, which covers both the school visits, the ISPs, and also the GSM companies. Number one, at the end of the visits of the committee recommend the following. One, MOPSI should take an interest in the curriculum being taught in the private schools and ensure that the ministry gives approval for all courses being taught in these schools to ensure consistency across the country. Number two, MOPSI must ensure that the following courses are mandatory to be taught in all private schools, and school cluster monitors must ensure compliance. A, social and environmental studies. B, history of the Gambia. C, agriculture in the middle and senior secondary schools. This is the committee's recommendation. Number three, MOPSI and MOHAS should take a review of the tuition being charged by private schools to ensure that they are in line with any policy or regulation of the government. Number four, cluster monitors should strengthen their visit to schools to ensure effective and efficient monitoring and evaluation. Number five, MOPSI should ensure that schools adhere to the students-teacher ratio in public schools and, if need be, build additional classrooms to accommodate them. Number six, public schools, especially middle and senior secondary schools, must be equipped with science and computer labs and given access to the internet for teaching and learning. Number seven, all public schools must have a standard library and staff rooms. 8, MOPSI should do a policy review to ensure madrasas are supported in terms of classroom constructions, supporting the payment of qualified teachers. Number 9, the government should place a ban and sanction on cash turning by students around school premises. Number 10, MOPSI should review their relation with Amana, in particular the subvention given to them to ensure that they account for these monies by providing an yearly audited accounts. From the review we had, the subvention is over 100 million every year. So the committee believes that Amana needs to be audited to ensure that monies given to them must be accounted for, like any other institution. Number 11, the Auditor General should be tasked by MOPSI to conduct an audit for the monies given to Amana for the past 5 years. 12, there should be a strong policy in place to guide the operations of GSM companies in terms of their operations across the country and the infrastructure they provide. 13, there is an urgent need to review the operations of GAMCEL, in particular their strategic plan to ensure they are viable in the foreseeable future. Number 14, Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Digital Economy and Finance must work together with urgency to look at the billing issue and basic infrastructure of GAMCEL to ensure they can operate efficiently in the short term and in the long term as well. Number 15, the government must look at the operations and viability of both GAMTEL and GAMCEL to ensure they are viable in the future and to provide investments in various forms like capital injection or private sector involvement so that they can generate enough revenues to pay dividends since they are for-profit making entities. Number 16, GAMTEL must devise ways for the collection of their areas and, if need be, engage the Ministry of Finance to effect a direct payment on all government institutions once areas are confirmed. Number 17, the Ministry of Digital Economy and the Finance and Digital Economy and Ministry of Finance and Gambia Submarine Cable Limited must work together to ensure additional submarine cables are installed to provide resilience to the country's connectivity to the outside world. Number 18, the Ministry of Digital Economy and Finance must work together to ensure all entities on the Gambia Submarine Cable pay their dues in full. Number 19, the Navy should be equipped with necessary material by the Gambia Submarine Cable Limited to conduct sea patrols in order to protect the submarine cables from being caught by the fishing vessels. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And on behalf of the committee, I would like to thank the committee clerks for the wonderful work they've done, and also our subject matter specialists also for their continuous contribution to ensure that we provide this kind of report and all other reports. And all honorable members, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson of the committee. Honorable members, any seconder? Honorable Member for Banjul South.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion and also contribute to the debate. Honorable Speaker, I think this is a good initiative going to visit especially the schools and the education and training centers. But Mr. Speaker, I think the committee should have also looked into the rules and the guidelines that govern these private schools, and also not only just look at private schools, but also to look more into the public schools, because I think the public schools need this thing more so that they can improve them, because we have seen the rate of failure in the national and international exams. But notwithstanding, I think it's a good start, but I will urge the committee to look into that matter as well and try to improve the standard of education in this country, not only focus on private, but most importantly on the public schools that are owned and controlled by the government. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Banjul South. Honorable members, I now put the question. It has been moved and seconded that this Honorable Assembly do consider the report of the National Assembly Select Committee on Education, Training and ICT visit to madrasas, private schools, GSM and ISP companies, and the Gambia submarine cable. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, the floor is open and honorable members may partake in the debate as usual. Honorable Member for Tumanna.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. And thank you very much, the mover of the motion, the mover of the report. That is my right honorable chairperson of the committee, select committee. Honorable Speaker, as a member of the committee, we are very much happy to lay the report. And by going through the report, one will definitely attest that the committee has done justice to the work given to them. And what else we can do is to call on the relevant institutions, ministries, to please adhere to the recommendations. Because if you go through the recommendations, particularly the general recommendation, if they are implemented, you will see that most of the issues, most of the problems that we are encountering as far as our education sector is concerned will be addressed. And of course, by extension, our inclusion of our madrasas, our visits to the madrasas also is very, very important. And we receive certain information that are very, very interesting. That's why they are all captured in the report. So for that be the case, we will call on all the National Assembly members and the government to please consider the recommendations, and we all come together and make sure these recommendations are respected and implemented as expected. Honorable Speaker, with that few remarks, I beg to take my seat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Tumanna. I now invite the Honorable Member for Lower Fladu West.
Thank you very much, Speaker, for giving me the floor. I join my colleagues to thank the committee for the brilliant job that they have done. And I acknowledge all the efforts and the recommendations that they highlighted, and I believe that those recommendations should be adhered to. But I also wanted to task them to see whether equally they have access to the quality of education that is coming out. Because if you looked at in the provincial Gambia, we have few private schools. And some of these private schools, in their recommendations, the fees that they charge is very exorbitant, and as a result, we expect the committee also to look at the policy that is guiding the private school In their recommendation, I also have few observations and acknowledge. For example, recommendation 2, MOPSI must ensure the following courses as mandatory to be taught in all private schools, and schools cluster monitor must ensure compliance. This is very important. Looking at, we must not throw away our history. That is very important, that our history must be taught in school so that people would really understand our historical background. And agriculture being the backbone, it should not be an option. It's a mandate. It should, like they said, I quite agree with them. Agriculture is everybody's business, and it should be taught in school so that, because currently very few people want to go into, everybody want to sit into the office. So if it is taught, it will change the mindset of students that will be ready to come to Lower Fuladu. We have a vast land called the Jakali Pacha. We have land. In fact, I'm suggesting, Speaker, with your permission, I am urging all National Assembly members as a joint committee to go and have a rice field in Jakali Pacha so that at least this will go. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Lower Fuladu West. I now invite the Honorable Member for Nyanija.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. And then I equally want to thank the chairperson and, of course, the Committee on Education, Training and ICT for a wonderful report. Honorable Speaker, I will not go through these different deliberations, but just on the general recommendations. To me, personally, these are very, very good recommendations. And then I will urge the committee, especially the chair, to please, in respect of Standing Order 100, when the minister come here to reply, please follow it up in your routine plans, because some of these recommendations are so touching, and some of them even have to deal with the lives of people, because talking about the internet, gateway here and there, so it is something which you know that is so touching and very, very important. So, Honorable Speaker, on that note, I just want to highlight the issue of one challenge mentioned, having single submarine cable. I think it is mentioned in the report. I don't know, Honorable Chair, what do you have to say in that? Because many times we do experience cut on this cable, and then you will have reports from even your GSM internet providers that we are running on.
It's not up. Something happened. What is your problem? At a band and a timing.
Thank you very much. In fact, I haven't spoken for even 1 minute. Like I was saying, the issue of internet, that is ISPs, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I don't know. I was looking at the recommendations, especially the Ministry of 17, the Ministry of Digital Economy and Finance, Submarine Cable Limited must work together to ensure additional submarine cables are installed to provide resilience to the country's connectivity to the outside world. Because this is very important, because once we have internet problems in this country, it seems like nothing works. We all rely on this internet, because now hardly even within the countries you do local calls. Most of the time you do these internet calls and so on. So this is very important, and then I think it's a recommendation that should have been number one, and it should have even highlighted, and it's something that we should start looking towards, even if the need be. We see how best we support the ministries, various ministries, to make sure this is installed. So, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Please take note of that.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Nyanija. I now invite the Honorable Member for Fonyi Kansala. He's not in chamber. Invite the Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we thank the Committee on Education, Training and ICT. And I believe they have done a very good job. It's very informative. We thank them for that. For me, I have just few questions which are not clear to me in the report. We have many of them, and they are all having challenges, even though they have done a lot of good work there, but they are experiencing challenges. So I was thinking what can be done to help them overcome these challenges, because unless they are overcome, then it's like the challenges will remain there. For example, when we talk about subvention, I think some have subvention, some do not have. So what can we do to ensure that those who don't have also have something to help them? Now, when we come to the submarine cables for the GSM, I was thinking we ratified some loans here in relation to that. I think the committee will have to, maybe if they have not, they should go back again and then really find out what happened to some of those loans that we have ratified on their behalf to improve the submarine cable system. Also, I have a concern when it comes to our GSMs. In many countries that I go to, when you buy credit, the credit remains with you until it is exhausted. But in Gambia, when you buy credit, they will say it's finished, it's going to be finished in 3 days, or in 5 days, or in 1 week. And it is your money, you already buy the credit. So we need to look into that. Now, when it comes to Tibet, the chair is discussing, but when it comes to Tibet, I was thinking that we need to introduce our languages, because many of the students that go to Tibet do not go to higher institutions. They are not interested in becoming lawyers or this, but they are studying trade, and therefore, if we use our own languages in those schools, it will go a long way, because they have better understanding with their own language than English. English is not their mother tongue, so we should be able to incorporate languages in those schools so that things will move easily. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I thank you and thank the committee for a good job. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Woolly East. I now invite the Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think it's indeed important for us to critically look at issues that we're having in the report. But to be fair enough, let me thank the committee, including the committee clerks, for doing such a great job. There are a few things that I want to look at, Honorable Speaker. Looking at the report under recommendations, it says, under general recommendation, recommendation 8, MOPSIs should do a policy review to ensure madrasas are supported in terms of classrooms, constructions, supporting the payments of qualified teachers. Honorable Speaker, I think this is a very, very important portion. It is so sad, to definitely when all the students, if you go outside, you see the student groups that are coming to you to seek for donations, to go and renovate structures or to build structures in their schools are madrasas. You meet them on the street, on a daily basis. They are coming for the support, donations, $5, $10. They cannot build any structure for them. And I think these people are also citizens of our country. So government should look into issues when it comes to building structures, because I'm very much glad that they were very intelligent. They did not talk about salaries of these people, because some of these schools, they are charging school fees on students.